Thank you, Mauro, for the introduction. And just checking that you can see my slides full screen, if you can confirm.
Yes, Manuel, everything okay.
Perfect. Then now it's perfect for me as well. So what we want to do now is a recap of the achievements of 5G project. 3 years of project with an amazing commitment and support of the partners involved in the project, and also the number of projects we have cooperated with. I am Manuel Lorenzo. I work for Ericsson Spain as the Technology Innovation Manager, and it's been this privilege to work as technical manager for the project. I want to start from the vision that motivated the project on the necessity to connect, for the benefit of all parties, the world of industry applications innovation with the world of 5G technologies in a manner that the results obtained in the design and experimentation can be ported to realities into commercial deployments with a guarantee of taking good decisions and having a confidence that all the doubts you may have, all the risks that you were foreseeing are clarified, and then you can move forward. So with this inspiration, we took the challenge in 5G to go for these 1, 2, 3 dimensions of ecosystem, platform, and 5G technologies. And I will summarize in the next few minutes the highlights on each of these 3 pillars of the project. Let me start with the ecosystem of verticals. 5G has completed all the validation campaigns with the internal verticals making up, being part of the consortium in all countries. This has been essential for helping us having a two-way dialogue for improving the platform that can be used by others. And it's an essential validation of the concept and a validation of the vertical use cases under test. So with this coverage, we started addressing several vertical scenarios, taking an agnostic approach and being able to support generically all of them. But even more importantly, we expanded our network of influence to the ICT19 family of projects in the 5G PDP, so that now we can really see the density of vertical domains that have been addressed over the same platform, because that's an important approach of the project. We have the same general platform serving very different needs from different verticals and application scenarios. So that was the first point that we want to highlight. On the second point, we need this platform that makes things happen and that really reduces the lead time of all the validation process. And this staged approach from test design to test preparation, the actual execution and real-time monitoring, and the further analysis of results has guided all the experiences with our own use cases in the project and with all the use cases of the ICT19 projects. And furthermore, altogether, ICT17 projects and some of the ICT19 projects, we have pitched this way of working into the possibility to become not only a recommendation, but some sort of standard at ETSI. And this is something we are extremely proud of too. In relation to the concrete innovations that the 5G platform highlighted from the beginning, we can also proudly say that we have completed the approach of making it super easy for vertical startups or the projects to use the platform, from an intent-based interface to a portal, and also consolidating with APIs. We have used multi-domain orchestration, not only for the multi-site use cases, but for each and every use case we have tested, because it's the same platform with this interworking layer deployed in Italy, what enables that to happen. So it's really tested and validated over a number of cases. Then super important in data, in research, to collect data, to deal with data, and that is what we do for all the 5G KPI relevant 5G relevant KPIs with the advanced KPI framework developed and being used by all the platforms and projects. And implicitly, but I want to make it explicit, the concept of flexibility and openness of the platform is in place. We are multi-vendor, multi-technology, multi-orchestrator, and we support basically over the same abstraction the execution of a number of very different use cases with many different components at software and hardware level. Okay, I want to say that we made an effort, an extraordinary effort to also cope with the feedback and demands of ICT19 projects to give more flexibility, more services for their needs. So we took this very seriously and it made us improve the platform that we now deliver for use by others. With this possibility to have a very versatile approach to do basically as much as you can in terms of what you deploy, how you test it, how you measure, basically a lot of freedom for the users of 5G, and also extensibility, make it possible to plug new sites connected to the 5G EVE backbone. I will comment a little bit more on that, and then I get to this third pillar that even if it can be obvious, it's really important to highlight as well, which is the 5G capabilities deployed at each and every site of our project, covering all aspects end-to-end, from the access to transport, core, cloud part, the edge computing, a number of architecture options, slicing, and making it possible that even the same use case can be tested over different approaches of these combinations and in the relocation that you decide to do. Very importantly, we decided to have a roadmap that provided predictability for our own verticals and for the projects we engage with. And now we are lucky to see that all the past is history and that we have come to this in a week, June 2021, where all of these achievements when it comes to 5G capabilities are there. We have the sites in covering both and non-standalone and standalone over release 15. We have RAM virtualizations, several flavors of slicing, and we cover mainly with mid-bands, but also with low bands, and in some cases with millimeter wave. We provide the coverage for a number of experiments. And all this is in line with the possibilities to measure, monitor, and demonstrate all these capabilities at each and every project. So I covered very quickly 1, 2, 3 pillars of the project: the ecosystem, the validation platform, and the 5G capabilities. But I want to say something more, and even more important, is that at each of the sites making up 5G, we have the commitment and the decision to continue with the installations and the services. And we have handshaken with the ICT19 projects we work with that the platform will be kept in use for the next months without any disruption so that they can complete all their activities. And this is important when it comes to sustainability, because what we have built makes sense, makes a lot of economic sense. You will see in the demonstrations that we will perform today how some minutes, a few minutes, like 10 or 15 minutes, go by in operating the GUI, the portal, for defining and executing and collecting results from the experiments. Please think that each of those minutes translates otherwise into days, full days, maybe full weeks of work of very competent people, costly, that would have to do all that effort manually. So this legacy that we provide from 5G has that value that makes it very, very simple, very easy, very fast to complete validation cycles. And this applies for each of these projects. And you can see, and this is for the records and for your further consultation, how it is being used and how it is going to be used in the next months for 5G solutions, expanding the facilities in Italy for 5 growth, involving further sites in other parts of the country, in Spain like Bilbao, and in the factory of Common in Turin for 5G tours. You can see a nice footprint involving Paris, extensions to Rennes, Turin, to Palacio da Madama, Athens, to the airport. With 5G drones, there's a further connection between Paris and Nice. And with 5G HART, it is expanded also to from the area of Athens to Megara. And finally, in 5G Victory, our family and footprint expands actually to Romania. So this is an important legacy and a guarantee of sustainability of what we have done. That covers basically what I wanted to mention. I know that it is always unfair to do a summary of 3 years of work in just 10 minutes. I want to also remark the important work in dissemination, training, engagement, collaboration with startups, a number of activities that have made this project something more than a project, a live ecosystem of activities when it comes to 5G validation. So by that, I want to return the floor to the actual demonstrations today that will go into a lot of depth and that I hope will be super interesting for most of you. Thank you.